We're discussing paintings, we're talking art. Well, I don't know how many Ghanaians are actually arty-farty, but we'll find out from my guest this morning. Jeremiah Kwashi is an artist. He's a painter. In fact, you do all sorts of artwork, don't you? Okay, and then there's Robin Riskin, who is an art curator. Okay, you're both welcome. So as an art curator, it means what? You put together the exhibitions, the art events?
Yes, the curator works with artists.
Okay.
So for an artist, their material can be any object or substance. But for a curator, our material is the artist. So we put together the exhibition, we research it, we write the text, we contextualize it, we find a way to situate it to the public and to history.
So obviously you are an artist yourself, because you must understand the artist's work before you can put together his work in the exhibit.
Yeah, I do try to approach curating as a kind of artistic practice.
Yeah, it must be. It must be. How did you two meet?
Well, basically...
Is it just work, or is there anything more to this relationship?
Well, basically, the art community is very small, and especially if you are involved in KNUST for that matter, you know almost everybody. So that's the lines on which we met. But
you're studying in KNUST?
Yes.
Okay.
But basically, I think the first time we met, I met her at an artist studio, Neo Bodai. He's a photographer, a Ghanaian photographer. And yes, that's where she also got to know I was an artist, because I had finished school some time back.
I've seen images of some of your work, and I think it's beautiful, and even for someone who doesn't necessarily appreciate this kind of thing. And I suppose I'm not the only one. Do you find that Ghanaians have that sense of appreciation for art, for paintings, for such drawings?
Yes, largely. I mean, these days where we have exhibitions, we have a lot of turnouts where people come to see a lot of beautiful artwork, usually taking very different formats. And I've seen Ghanaians have appreciation for almost all the kinds of artworks that
So when you say appreciation, what do you mean? Do they just, of course, I think that what you have done here, I see beautiful ladies. I think this is beautiful. But am I to see more than just what's displayed in the image? You see, is there more I should be looking out for? That's what I mean by appreciation.
Obviously, I mean, if you see any form of artwork, the way it's presented would lead you to ask questions. And so when I also make my artwork, I also want people to ask questions that they would want to find answers for. Basically, not even from the artist himself, but just to have these questions or have these very serious mental images that transform the way they think.
Actually, you're provoking certain thoughts from me, because I see... I'm sure we're going to display some of the images on air, but let's talk about this one, about a lady. Let's do the next one, the lady by the yellow garlands. Yeah, I think that's the very next one after this. We'll talk about all these later, but I want to talk about that one. Yes, this one, and then there's another one. A beauty queen, actually, she has a sash, and then she's leaning against some garlands. And then this series is supposed to be yellow is the color of water series. Yeah. So now I understand it. This is yellow is... Tell me why you picked that theme.
Well, I mean, for some time living in Accra, I used to see a lot of pig feet barrels that I used to store water. Yeah. But with the upsurge of, I think, the whole check business, there was a lot of vegetable oil being imported into the country. Right. Those receptacles had to find their way out, so they became water receptacles. Yeah. And if I go into various communities, I see a lot of these gallons, I mean, right in my face. And I'm like, okay, that's very interesting. These are objects that we probably do not respect, but they have so many interesting complexities that for me, I decided to start paying attention
because they store water, and water is life.
Yes.
But yellow is not the color of water.
Well, it's funny, we had that response at one place, and they said, no, the color of water is not yellow. If water had to have a color,
what would it be?
It has to be blue.
Close to blue, isn't it?
Yes, that's what they also said. But this is a statement that you make that even, I mean, stays on your mind. It's something that provokes a lot of thought, and that's what the artwork is supposed to do.
It does. All right, so tell us about this. There's an exhibition.
Yes.
Robin, tell us about it.
The exhibition opens Friday at Gallery 1957.
Is it just Jeremiah's work?
It's a solo exhibition, yes. It's at the Kempinski Hotel. They've started a new Gallery 1957 for contemporary arts. But then it's taking place at different locations too. It's not only in the gallery space, but there are site-specific projects at Tema Station and the airport, Kotoka International Airport. So we've been going around having negotiations with all these different institutions during the exhibition production process, so that the public, the state, and society all become a part of the work.
Fantastic. So, Jeremiah, what kind of a painter are you? I know they're realists, they're those who do impressionist work. Pardon my seemingly ignorant arts questions, but what kind of a painter are you?
You rather seem quite informed.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, well, for me, I'm not able to put myself in a box because I'm painting almost on anything and everything. For instance, for the site-specific installations that are going to be in Tema Station, those are different objects painted. So if I'm painting on a different object, that is also going to take a different format. So it doesn't necessarily put me in a box. What happens with maybe the work that people will say looks so realistic, so much like a photograph, is because of the process that goes into it and not because it is what I want to achieve in the end.
I see.
So I'm very meticulous with the way I do my work, and so that also shows in the way the final work looks.
I've heard people say you can never get in the mind of an artist because, you know, his way of thinking is usually very different from everyone else's way of thinking. What would move you to start to work on a project? What would inspire you?
So I'm very interested in,
obviously, yellow gallons in this case.
Yes, so in anything that has to do with our daily lives, usually ignored, but actually is very strong. So it's a strong symbol, yet ignored. So in this case, yes, the gallons will be a very strong symbol that you cannot ignore, but we ignore it. So it has these contradictions already. So anything for me that kind of baffles me and has all these very interesting contradictions that people do not necessarily associate with or detach themselves from, or people say is good or bad, I'm drawn to these things. A typical example would be, say, the Asanka. I mean, you go to a lot of, different homes and you find it there because people say when you grind pepper and Asanka, the taste is different.
It is very different, I'll tell you for a fact.
So, I mean, even for someone who lives in a high-rise area, the person would definitely want to keep that. So it has these embodied certain contradictions. That's how, for me, the gallons also look like. So if I find these contradictions, I begin to do a lot of research into them. I want to find out their history, where they come from, what it's made of, how did it get here. All those things inform the way I present my artwork.
Okay, so Robin, does this pay? Is this a profitable venture?
The curator is more on the research side, but the gallery deals with the market side.
Okay.
So the works will be available for sale, but I don't think anyone really can afford them. They're not in anyone's price range. It often goes to institutions or collectors.
Well, why do you say that? You have no idea the number of millionaires who are watching us right now.
I sure hope so.
But give us wow, then it sounds very expensive. Give us an idea how much a piece, just on the average. I'm sure it's contingent upon a number of factors, but on the average, how much a piece would cost?
I'm not.
You
the
are not
one who
in.
deals
Okay,
with
you
sales. have to go to the
Jeremiah.
marketing
Basically, the
department.
gallery decides that. So it
So
will be of interest for people to want to come to the exhibition and want to find out, because it's also not a bazaar or a fair also that has prizes on the every work or art piece has its own point of departure. So
What's the most money you've gotten from the sale of a piece?
I'll
tell me now. This is where I get you. Tell me now. Then I can have an idea how expensive you are or not.
It might not necessarily give you an idea, because sometimes we work on projects that are
Try me.
projects.
No problem. Try me.
It might be a group
Try
project.
me. I'm game. Try me,
on.
Jeremiah. Stop talking and give me the prize.
The artist has the right to answer or not answer any question.
Robin.
But the point is that the exhibition is not there because we want people to buy the works. No. We just want people to come and experience the work. The exhibition is free and open to the public, and that's why we're using not only the gallery space but the public spaces and collaborating with the NLA, the billboard companies like Speedmasters, the airport, and all of these, so that the work becomes something for everyone, whether or not you can afford to purchase it.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's nice. So again, the exhibition is on
this Friday, 6 p.m. At Gallery 1957 of Kempinski Hotel.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jeremiah Kwashi.
I hope to see you though.
I must come with a big checkbook.
No, you don't need
because
to,
obviously
you don't need to buy it. Just
you have to experience it.
I would feel very sad if I fell in love with your work and couldn't take any home.
Really? You just come. Let's see what we can work
I'm not
out.
the most sophisticated of robbers. I've seen movies where people can actually rob the most expensive artwork.
Yes,
I'm not like that. So
if anything goes missing, we shouldn't come after you.
Well,
it's not you.
Don't come after me.
Maybe she's trying to implicate herself. So maybe you should start looking more closely.
Thank you very much.
The opening will be really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sure will be the time.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay, on Friday. Thank you, Jeremiah Kwashi, and Robin Riskin. I think I should look into art curation. If there's anything like that, being an art curator, I think I should.
Come to KNUST.
KNUST and take an MFA course.
I should.
Yes.
Oh, school again? Hell no. Thank you very much.